Hi, my name is Jim, and I was retired. Tracking your expenses is only the first step in creating a quality retirement plan. Whether you are planning for your retirement or you find yourself suddenly retired, you'll need to create a budget that will guide your spending. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you use the data from tracking your expenses in building your budget. Well, I'm back from a little travel to Fire Island, and I hope you enjoyed the two short videos that I shared from there. In this video, I'm going to follow up on my last full video, tracking your expenses. One of the suggestions I made in that video is to use a credit card, paid off at the end of each month, of course, to track your expenses automatically by linking it into a program like Quicken or Personal Capital or Mint. Linking those cards into a system like that automates tracking your expenses. One viewer, Diana, noted that her bank, Bank of America, has online tools that help track spending and a year-end report that summarizes everything. I replied that last time I checked, Bank of America generated a PDF report and didn't allow you to download the data from those engines online. Let me show you the differences. So for instance, this is my year-end summary from Bank of America. Now, it's not one of my main cards. I have a few online purchases on it, and I selectively use this card. It's not the main transactional account. But as you can see, it does summarize transactions into major categories, and it includes a spending overview over the months. I did a lot of Christmas shopping for this, I guess. And it allows you to summarize in details. Now, Bank of America is one of my wife's major transactional accounts, and I have since this year, the last couple years, I've linked it into Quicken, so I don't have to deal with these reports anymore. I get all the transactions automatically summarized on my terms in Quicken. But here is the PDF report of a year-end summary for her account, and it gives you a good synopsis of major spending categories, gives you the pattern of spending over the months, and includes quarterly totals. It's pretty impressive. And again, like before, it includes transactions and allow you to select the deduct this expense, but you got to add it up yourself on your tax return. Now, my main credit card is Wells Fargo, and if you go to its services for tracking expenditures, you note that it allows you to download an Excel file into your laptop, and then you can use the data. It also has this neat My Spending report with Budget Watch online. And again, it's online, so you have to watch how you have access to the data afterwards. But it includes some pretty sophisticated things. It allows you to look at spending for the last month, shows you money in, money out, major categories of your spending against the averages last month's, and allows you to create some neat looks at your data. This graphic analysis of the spending shows you some bars, and there's some pretty sophisticated graphical ways of looking at your spending. But again, you want to rely on your data on your terms. It has an ability to look at a budget watch and create and analyze your spending against a budget. It's a pretty sophisticated thing. It uses a 12-month average of your spending in those major categories. But the most important thing is the ability to download your data on your terms. And I want to show you the most important part of all of this page. And that's the ability down here to download the data in Excel. Look for that in dealing with your credit card companies. Make sure they give you access to the data itself. Now, linking data directly into Quicken allows me to do some things right in the Quicken application as well, including this neat overview spending by category that you get on their main page. And you can look at a last month, 6-month, 12-month, year-to-date, and it breaks it down into the categories that you've selected. It gives you spending over time, and it allows you to see your net income over time as well. But the most important thing is the ability to use budgets in Quicken, and let me show you that. So here's a look at the budget in Quicken, and it gives you a view of 1 month or 12 months, and it shows you how you're doing against the budget expected versus what the actual is. But again, I find it a little bit cumbersome. I also don't understand how they get some of the differences up there in the side. For instance, if I look at the 21 budget, that same difference goes at 38,000. I'm not sure the data. And again, one of the reasons why you want to download the data and use it on your terms is you get to understand how it's being used. So I export the data from one of these budgets and or the reports. Here's your ability to download that data into a CSV file and bring it into a spreadsheet so that you can eliminate empty categories and hone the data down to the way you want to see it. Again, also they have reports. Spending over the last 12 months is one I use a lot. Month to month is also a report I use. And again, it gives me a tool to look on it in the application, but more importantly, download the data into my own spreadsheets. Export the data in a CSV file, and you're able to bring it into your own spreadsheet. And it's one I've done a lot here, so I'm going to replace it with the most recent data, and I can pull it up in my own spreadsheet. So let me take a look at the budget spreadsheet that I've been using for the last about 3 years. And again, I download the data from Quicken, which aggregates the data from my accounts, including my credit cards, and it gives me a better handle on managing my budget. So this is the spreadsheet that I've been using for about 3.5 years almost now. And it includes, each year I go in and I hide a bunch of columns and just select the December of the prior year, so I have a good year-end snapshot, as well as budget figures for the next 12 months, and then a trailing 12 months, a total 12 months of the 2021, and then averages over the last 39 months, this spreadsheet's been in operation, the last 2 years, and the last year. And it allows me to take a look at income and expenses. And again, it's captured from the Quicken budget, and it tallies these things up here based on the entries here. So all the income gets added up into these totals here, and includes my dividend income, interest income. Other income is retirement income that I'm taking, or other income. Now, as you recall from my last video, I separate the categories into essential and discretionary, and these yellow rows all add up to be the essential expenditures for each month. And then because my retirement withdrawal strategy spreadsheet calculates taxes, income taxes specifically, separately, I calculate a essential without the taxes for each of the months too. And again, I go in here at the end of each month and I change the budget to actual using the month-to-month comparison report in Quicken, aggregate the numbers, plug them in, and change the budget to what I actually experienced. And that allows me to go forward with the balance of the year and make adjustments. And I'm going to either make adjustments based on 24-month or 12-month averages, or in some cases, it's because I know what I expect to spend, and I'll enter a number with my own intelligence instead of artificial intelligence. For instance, if you see, I don't have anything entered in later months for insurance because I paid my home and auto insurance up front this year. Paid them there, don't expect them for the rest of the year. So while bank online tools and your own aggregators like Quicken or Mint personal capital, or why not a budget, can all help in managing your budget. But the best way to do this is to download and own the data yourself. Get comfortable with it to build a budget that you can live with. Once you understand the data, you can actually build a bottom-up estimate of what you really need in your retirement. And that is so much better than rules of thumb like 85% of your last salary. Many financial planners estimate that you'll need to account for about 85% of your last salary as you're spending in retirement. But that's just a rule of thumb that's based on the fact that you won't need to save for retirement anymore. But a bottom-up estimate with data that you own and know will be much better and lead to a more stable retirement. So I'll conclude with my standard warning. I am not a financial planner or a CPA. I have no special initials after my name. So take this as entertaining ideas from one educated consumer to another. Always do your own due diligence and seek out a professional if you need to. Hey, and be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. It'll show up higher in YouTube's search results if you do. And give me a comment below on what you're doing to build a budget in your retirement. Thanks.